This is Rogue Wing, Coraline, or Helen RD over at Starship Modeler. Welcome to the workshop. Okay, about time to get started on painting arguably the smallest individual figs I have ever painted, be it for wargaming, be it for models, whatever. In preparation for that, I've taken the precaution, or the step, of using a dab of super glue to glue my 3 crew figures to the top of this paint jar. Biggest reason I'm doing that is so I have something holding them so I don't have to. Because let's face it, these guys are smaller than a fingertip. But that'll get them ready. Hopefully, the next time you see them, they'll have paint on them. We'll see. Okay, just finished, I guess you could call it painting them. More like slopping paint on in the general correct areas. Next time you see these little guys, they'll be in the cockpit. You've got Trelana Morningside, our pilot, Jin, our co-pilot, and our gunner, engineer, jack of all trades, Cassus. Cassus is lucky he's the only guy on the ship. These guys were painted with a combination of flat black for pants and main body suits, little Vallejo blue. The boots on all of them were done with gunmetal, basically to make them stand out against a little against the black pants. Jin's skin was done in with leather, mostly because she's actually supposed to have fur, but at this scale you're not going to see that. I left Trelana and Cassus bodies the base color of the plastic. Cassus and Jin got their hair done in Vallejo smoke, while Trelana got hers done, I admit it, in orange, but she is a redhead, so she can forgive me. And then I gave them all a little coat of black wash to help bring out what little details in the figs. Next time you see them, they'll actually be in the cockpit. Alright, may not be able to see much here, but I've got the figures in the cockpit, and I've got a coat of flat over them. Once that dries, we'll get the cockpit inserted into the arm, and see about getting the arm actually installed on the ship. Did run into one snag though. You really can't see it because of the size of the figures. But when I was taking Cassus off the paint jar, his legs snapped off. Fortunately, in the shadows of the cockpit, and once I get the canopy in place, you won't really be able to see that. And here we go. Major construction on this thing is now pretty much done. As you can see, got the gunwales in place now, and I've got the cockpit arm under clamp with the cockpit now firmly in place. Quick little light test to show you what we're looking at inside the cockpit. I don't know how well that's showing up on the camera, but Let me see if I can get it a little closer. Panels are lighting because I didn't backlight them, and you're getting some flicker to help at least simulate a little the flickering of the controls. At this point, I just need to glue the canopy into place, or at the very least just tack it in, mask it off so I can do the main painting. I do have a couple of small light leak issues along the edge, but I can deal with those mostly with black paint, actually. And at this point, next stop is paint. And with the last chapter for this update, we have the beginnings of paint. Granted, it's only a primer coat. I've got a blob of clay over the cockpit to mask that off. But we now have our nice, lovely, dark gray primer coat in place. I've got to go in and detail paint the engines now. I've cleaned the primer off the support post. Lights should still all work. But at this point, it's time to start detail painting. So, that should do it for this chapter. Stay tuned.